Hello friends. Now I am going to start to discuss the topic about Chief Minister and his Council of Ministers. Actually, in the state legislature, we had discussed the last time about governor and his powers. But as like the central level, at the state level also the executive head is chief minister. All administration is run under the supervision of chief minister, right? As like the parliament, we all know that the chief minister, as the prime minister, is appointed by the president of India. At the state level, the chief minister is appointed by the governor of the state. Now the question comes, to whom governor will appoint as the chief minister? The person who has majority numbers in the state legislature will become the chief minister as by election made by the majority party of the house. So if sometime, see, after 1990 some changes have come in our democratic system. Basically this change is not in the constitution, but this change has arisen by the situation that at the state level or at the central level, many times it has been seen that only one party has no majority seats. I repeat, only one party has no majority seats. In that situation, what will happen? Now you think. If one party is not a single largest party, means they have no majority, means half of the total seats in the house is not in hands of one party. In that situation, some parties will make their alliance, means they will join their hands and will create a alliance, and such alliance will declare their leader, means which parties of the house will join their hands and will create their alliance. Means here ultimately it is required to see that majority numbers come in one side. In that situation, most of the cases, which party has maximum seat of that alliance will have their chief minister in that state. And in that condition, the governor will appoint that leader as a chief minister in the state legislature, and as per his advice, other members of the council of ministers will be appointed by governor. So here it is very much important to remember that if single party has no majority, in that case most of cases single largest party of the house will create a group, and the leader of the largest party will be declared as chief minister, and governor will appoint him, and on his advice other members of council of ministers will be appointed. Ultimately, main point is half of the house, more than half of the house is a majority, and the majority's leader is become the chief minister, maybe from one party or maybe from group of the parties. It is possible, right my friends? Okay, now you understand that governor is working as constitutional head of the state legislature. In name of the governor, all orders are being passed and governor is signing, but ultimately in the state legislature Chief Minister and his Council of Ministers is enjoying most of the powers of governor. Same way at the central level, Prime Minister and his Council of Ministers are enjoying most of the powers of the President of India. Only signing authority is President of India, and on advice of the Prime Minister, President of India is taking decisions. Same way at the state level, decisions will be taken by the Chief Minister and his Council of Ministers, will be signed as per the advice of Chief Minister. Governor will sign. Right? Okay. Let's continue to discuss another point of this topic. Let's come to the Gujarat. In Gujarat, present day's governor is Mr. Devvrat Acharya. Our present day's Chief Minister is Mr. Vijay Bhai Rupani, and they are sitting in the secretariat named Swarnim Sankul in Gandhinagar, the capital of Gujarat state. I repeat, our Chief Minister and his Council of Ministers in Gujarat state are sitting in the Swarnim Council, Swarnim Sankul. It is the name of the new secretariat in the Gandhinagar. At there, they are sitting. The governor, in a general way I am talking now, the governor gives oath of secrecy to Chief Minister, or we can say the governor administrate oath of secrecy to Chief Minister and his Council of Ministers orally. Thereafter, they sign the same letter and they are being appointed after taking oath of secrecy. So sometime the question may come, how the Chief Minister come to his post? In the administration of governor, the Chief Minister and his Council of Ministers are taking oath of secrecy and signing on it. By following the procedure, they are come to the post. They are coming to the post and they are working as head of the state in terms of the administrative head. Okay, now you remember one thing more. Some cabinet structure at the state level is somehow different than central level cabinet structure. So in cabinet there are 4 level ministers. First is a cabinet minister, second is a state level minister, third is a deputy level minister. To the cabinet ministers directly come under control, and fourth one is a parliamentary secretaries of different department. So they are also coming under the control of the cabinet ministers. So in that way 4 levels are declared in our state legislatures or for every state. Which state follow which layer, either 3 layer or the 4 layer, it depends on the requirement of state level administration to arrange, right? Okay. The Chief Minister, so here I am discussing now the powers of the Chief Ministers. I repeat, the powers of the Chief Ministers. Carefully listen. Chief Ministers in every state have power to distribute the portfolios, means the department for which they are giving responsibility to work, to the different cabinet ministers. At that time, he also present issues of policy making. Remember, I am talking about that the minister who is coming in the position to take decision, he will looking after all these things, the policy making issues, transparent administration to be done. When the questions of the people come required to present to the central government. All these things will be under the supervision of the chief minister, will be done by state legislature. So remember one thing more, that chief minister is a chain between state legislature and central government, because generally central government is not meeting any MLAs individually. Ministers sitting in the central government are not directly meeting to any state legislatures MLAs. MLA means members of legislative assembly, the elected members for any state. They directly not able to meet. But by the way of chief minister, the required information will be sent to the central government, and central government will take the appropriate decision as per the time requires, right? Okay. In case of any calamity means natural disasters, it is required to provide basic facilities to the people. It is properly supervised, administered, managed and controlled by chief minister himself. As the father of the family, chief minister is looking after the care. He is taking care of people of the state, and he is giving his love, a fatherly love to the people of the state. Means he is the caring person of the state, to take the note of the problems of the people and try to solve the problem individually. He provides a strong leadership to the state administration and the state legislature, because I have already stated that he is the executive and the administrative head of the state. So all decisions are being taken by him, and specific decision which is required to be signed and to be publicly declared will be done by the governor of the state. Okay. Here we have understood the importance of the chief minister. Now I want to indicate some important words for importance of chief minister. He is a pathfinder for the government policies. Second, he is a torch barrier for government policies to take it up to the common people, because he has to look for the growth of the state. Any state upliftment, growth or development directly not possible to be done, but under the supervision of the state executive head, everything is being done properly, and he is the chief minister, who is considered to be head of the state in term of the administration and in term of the executive structure. Right, my friends? So I have tried to explain the chief minister's importance, his appointment, his powers, his responsibilities and his importance. Right, my friends? So everything is clear from my side to you. Hope it is properly understood. I indicate again only 3 points. The majority numbers with whichever the party will declare their head of the state as the chief minister, right? I'm just revising the words of the topic. Governor will administrate the oath of secrecy for them. Under his consultation and advice, governor distribute the portfolios. He is means chief minister is looking after the policy decisions. Implementation of the policy properly is being done or not. And he is the caring person. He is the torch barrier. He is the pathfinder for government policy to be framed, to be implemented for the growth, development and upliftment of the state. Right, my friend? I have explained very precisely the importance of chief minister. Okay, friends? Okay, let's continue the administrative system. See, administrative system means throughout passing by different administrative examinations, different officers are being appointed on administrative positions. So the administration is usually done by two different panels. First is the political executive panel. They are framing the policy, and the administrative officers are looking after that the policies which are being taken in note by political executive will be implemented. So in that way the administrative executive are trying to reflect the implementation of political decisions. Generally, political executives are time bound up to the 5 years of their term. Here the political executive means the elected leaders, and the administrative executive are remain in their position by their post up to the retirement. So in our country, in our administration, the importance of administrative executive is also equally to the political executive. No matter how important of welfare oriented policies are being framed, the laws are being framed, if the effective implementation is not done, then what? In that situation, everything will be in vain. In vain means will be useless. So the proper implementation of the policy is required, and it is being done by administrative executive, means the officers sitting in the different department, different experts, different personalities, efficient skill having people, experienced person are working in the administrative executive post or the public servant post. They are looking, see, administrative executive at the central level also and at the state level also, at both the level it is there. So it is not important to see that for whom I am talking. I am talking in a general manner that the political executive same way at the both level, state government and the central government. So the administrative executive means the public servants are also coming at the both level, state level and the central level. Remember, one thing more I want to indicate. They are working in the different departments. At the central level, in which post they are working? At the cabinet secretaries, at the secretary to the different ministers, such kind of the officers. They are coming from the Indian Administrative Services, IAS, which is passed through Union Public Service Commission, UPSC. At the state level, Union Public Service Commission is there, and at the at the central level, Union Public Service Commission is there, and at the state level, State Public Service Commission is there, and they are looking after that the skillful, the efficient, the eligible candidate must be selected and come to his post. So in that way, at the state level, also cabinet secretary is there. At the central level also cabinet secretary is there. They both are coming from the IAS level, means UPSC examination they have to pass. Also for district magistrate, for collector, collector is the head of the district level. He is also appointed at the administrative head of the district level, right? So in that way, remember, at different level of our state and the central executive, different officers are being appointed. At the central level, they are sitting in the foreign relation department, they are sitting in the defense department. At the state level and central level, both security forces are there, and their heads are also appointed at the administrative executive, right? Internal and internal trade and commerce is also looking after by them. Nuclear energy, energy production, so many things I want to say. I'm just giving you some examples. Distribution policies for the basic necessities of food grain is also under coming in the state level. So these are the things, these are some examples which are coming under direct control of the administrative executive. Now you can think also how much important they are in their place. Banking sector, the insurance sector, right? Foreign exchange department, all these things. I precisely make the list in front of you again. Foreign relation, defense sector, security forces, internal and international trade and commerce, nuclear energy, other kind of the energy productions, distribution of the basic essential necessities, banking sector, insurance sector, foreign exchange, such kind of the sectors which are the base of our government is being controlled by this administrative executive. That you have to understand. I have already stated what is the importance of the collector. He is sitting in the district headquarter, which is called as Jilla Seva Sadan of every state, right? He is looking after the administration of the district. He must be with qualities that expert of different subjects knowledge, the administrative skill he has, broad experience has to be with him. He has the capacity to predict the future possibilities. He has administrative efficiency required to be carried out in the administrative section, whichever the department he is in. See, these are the qualities which are necessary to be developed in a person. Then and thereafter he can be appointed and in such higher level post, because they are reflecting the policies, they are looking after the policies to be implemented properly. Means the government's image is being built by these executive officers sitting in the administrative departments. So you can understand that administrative executive is required to be qualified, that the smooth functioning of the state and central level administration could be done properly. Right, my friends? Keep one thing more in your mind, that the power and influence of the government is in center of the bureaucracy. Bureaucracy means administrative officers. I repeat, the power and influence of the government is become more important in the bureaucratic system. Sometimes nepotism. Nepotism means father, then the son, then the son. See, it is a evil. It is a evil. The corruption, it is a evil. The dishonesty, it is a evil. The inefficiency, it is a evil. Misconduct, it is evil. See, which point I am describing is evils of our system. Escapism, try to be escape from the responsibilities. These are evils of our bureaucracy. One more question is there. Nepotism, corruption, escapism, dishonesty, inefficiency, misconduct, these are the misbehavior with the people. They are ultimately public servant, but they are sometimes understanding that they are completely powerful person, and in that situation the problem may arise. So these are the evils. And to stop all these things, our central government and the state government have appointed two different officials. At the central level, Lokpal is looking, see, Lokpal is the most powerful person to looking the political corruption. And the Lokayukt at the state level, Lokpal is at the central level and Lokayukt at the state level to looking after the state level corruption of the government officials and at the political officials, whichever the problem is found. To stop all these kind of the corruptions in Gujarat state, anti-corruption bureau has been established as the separate department to looking after these problems, and people can come in contact with them to file the complaint if they have any problem with their public servants. So in that way, for any state, as the political executive important, same way the administrative executive is also important. I have already stated that political executives are coming for the specific terms. After the term, the new election will come and the new leader may come in the position. But the administrative executive are working up to the retirement, so they are mostly working in the effective manner to perform as the supporter to the government, whichever the party may come in the power, but their honesty towards their position. Right, my friends? So they are not required to be biased or biased to any political ideology. They must require to be transparent in their performance. Right, my friends? Okay, today I have discussed with you about chief minister's situation, and lastly I discussed with you about administrative executive also. Okay, friends?